asked earlier, her son is approaching the age of puberty, and she wants to educate him on the issues around attraction to the opposite sex, etc. Okay, one of the beauties of studying in an Islamic school, such as Al-Azhar, and Al-Azhar, not only Al-Azhar University or the mosque, but they have Al-Azhar from KG all the way until you become a doctor or a surgeon or a heart surgeon, or you become a sheikh, or you become an engineer. All of that is available in Al-Azhar as schooling system, including the university and postgraduate and postdoctorate degrees. Is at the age of 12, automatically you're put into the system of learning all the ahkam of puberty. So when I study with my kids, I collected my kids from the States, I put them in Al-Azhar. So whenever they are studying fiqh, and I mentioned before that I chose for them the Hanafi madhab to study as well. So we go through all of that. And this is the way we break the ice and we speak about a lot of things grown-up people who have reached the age of 20 have no clue about. So you can follow the same curriculum. You can follow the same syllabus. You speak about the concept of tahara, purification. And in the concept of tahara, which concerns both the boys and the girls as well, we will learn the purification from the minor impurities and from the major impurities, and what causes the major impurities. Then we come across two major issues. The concept of ihtilam or wet dreams. It's a reality that all people or most ordinary people experience upon reaching the age of puberty, has been discussed in many ahadith, okay? Whether for boys or girls. So it's a sign of reaching the age of puberty. Some of the youth who come across this experience without a previous knowledge, they assume that they had the urge of answering the call of nature and they didn't go to the bathroom. So they think that they wet their beds and that's it. So they may wash their clothes or throw them in the laundry and take a shower and that's it. By that you cannot pray. You cannot do tawaf because you have not performed the tahara which is required to lift the major impurity because of the sexual excretion, sexual discharge which happen during the wet dreams. In the case of the girls, experiencing the monthly period. And after finishing the period, you're required to perform ghusl in order to lift the major impurity. Do not hesitate, brothers and sisters, to open channels of conversations with your children, with the youth, as early as the age of 9. As early as the age of 9, because especially those who live in the West, they may experience puberty at an earlier age. One of my colleagues delivered an American girl. She gave birth at the age of 9. She gave birth at the hospital at the age of 9. So this is the biggest proof that she had experienced puberty earlier. So it is best to prepare them the same way the Prophet ﷺ said, "Alimu awladakum as-salata li-sab'a." So we begin by teaching our children how to pray properly and officially at the age of 7, even though the prayer is not required from them until they reach the age of puberty. But if the one is shocked with the mandate that today you've reached the age of puberty, you're supposed to offer the prayer. I'm not used to. You're supposed to fast. I'm not used to. You're supposed to wear hijab for the girl. Well, I never put it on. It becomes weird. It becomes difficult. So preparation and gradually introducing those practices to them. So if you speak about that, you will find the door open to address the relationship between the opposite genders. That is something that we cannot avoid. It is inevitable. In the schools in non-Muslim societies, they teach them homosexuality, transgender rights, LGBT, and all of that. So when you're at home, you're reluctant to speak about how should you treat the opposite gender, your classmate, or your pretty teacher, or, then you will find yourself way behind. No, as a matter of fact, I encourage you. The father would have a chat with his boys. The mother would have a chat with her daughters. Perhaps we'll go out, take a cup of coffee, latte, cappuccino, walking around, sit in a nice place and discussing these matters. Not once, not only twice or a few times. It should be done on a systematic basis. At least once or twice a week, we have to have a halqa. The family father gets all the members of the family, the wife, the children, and everybody in order to learn the deen. Begin with the ahkam of tahara. There is a beautiful book which is called Al-Fiqh al-Muyassar. Fiqh has been made easy. It's available also in English. It will give you all those ahkam in simple ways without going into the details of differences of opinions. That will help you a great deal. Then you come across what you should do when you feel attracted towards another girl. You said he's a boy. And the divine command of Surah An-Nur, ayah number 30, of lowering some of the gaze. And how do you go about loving somebody? Inshallah, in a few days we'll start airing our program, which we just finished filming, Fiqh of Love. It may be very helpful, inshallah, in this respect.